Hello and welcome to Triathlonology, a triathlon podcast by Animis racing team. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Jacqui. We are a mum and son coaching team who have changed our lives through the sport of triathlon.
Our podcast aims to break down the mysteries of triathlon training and show you, the listener, how simple and flexible it can be so that it really does become part of your lifestyle and not just a hobby. Hello and welcome to another episode of Triathlonology, a podcast by Animis racing team.
I'm Jacqui Saxon.
And I'm Oliver Saxon, and together we're a mum and son coaching team based in Yorkshire in England and also occasionally in the Algarve in Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal short. Anyhow, another story.
So today we're going to have a little talk about what makes us different from everybody else.
And I'm just showing you here our national award for the best small triathlon in England, which we won because of our crawl triathlon.
Entries open up for the event on the 1st of May 2024.
No, 1st September.
1st of September 2024.
We had it presented yesterday by our regional manager at our monthly swim, bike, run, duathlon at Doncaster cycle track. So why is that important? Well, it's important because we won it, and we didn't even know we'd been entered, to be fair.
Other people have nominated us for this award, either individuals or groups or people from within British Triathlon that we didn't know about, but they nominated us for the regional award for Yorkshire, which we won. And then that when you win the Yorkshire, all the other 9 or whatever it is regions in England all get put into a hat and get put into like the final bid, where the Triathlon England committee decides on who's won the best event or best small event in the nation of England, based on all the other people who've won regional events. And they decided that our September event in 2024 was 2023 really, even though it says 2024. 2023 was the national award winner for the small event, which means it has to have less than 100 people in it, doesn't it?
I think it's 150.
I think it's 100, isn't it? Anyway,
whatever.
You've got to have less than a certain amount of people in it, which we did, and we're very proud to have received this award because that triathlon has been a labour of love for us for a long time. I mean, when we put it together for the first instance for about 8 weeks in June and July 2019.
2018?
No, 2019.
Really?
Yeah, 2019.
I thought it was 2018.
No, 2019 we did it.
Well,
when the Leisure Centre opened.
Well, but we did it in 8 weeks, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, which were a bit of a whirlwind. And then we had plans for 2020, including the university's event as well, which we'd got people coming to.
From all over,
and then COVID happened. And it's, as we said before on the podcast, it's been really difficult since then to try and get people back into
doing sport.
Yeah, we know that as well, but to enter into actual events that they've got to pay for in any kind of good order or at all, it's been difficult. So our perseverance with it in 2023 and 2022, when we started looking at putting one back on again, it's really sort of paid off for us. So but to everybody who's entered and people who nominated us, thank you ever so much. We're
really
very grateful.
Appreciate it.
And we shall hope, because as Gordon Ramsay says, you're only as good as your last service. So we shall hope to keep our standards as high as they have been so that we can potentially win the award again.
Because we would like to be serial winners.
Yes, we would.
But that leads on to the question, why are we different?
From what? Why are we different from who and what, Mum?
Well, why are we different from lots and lots of other events and lots of other triathlon clubs and triathlon coaches? Because we thought about this yesterday, because when we were organising the swim, bike, run duathlon, and Danny was here with us, everyone remarks what a wonderful time people have, that it's so friendly and laid back, welcoming, and we just, I think that is our, what's the word I'm looking for, our
ethos,
USP.
Yeah.
is that we want everyone to feel welcome, that they're going to enjoy it, and that all the things that we've hated when we've done events, we've taken away, because that would put you off, and we want as many people as possible to enjoy what we enjoy.
Yeah, I like for example with the swim bike run, run bike run. While we have distances that you can do, I always say in the race briefing, but if you get fed up and you want to do less, that's fine. Or if you get excited and you want to do more, also fine, because it's an event that's a starter event. It's all safe, it's off road, and it's there so people have a good time. And if they're not enjoying it, then they can just stop. Because I don't want them to have to think, oh, I've got to do another 3 laps because that's what I've signed up for. Just stop at 7.
Yeah.
Or if you think, well, I've done 5, but I'm really enjoying riding my bike because it's really nice outside, I'm going to do another 4. Just do another 4. We're not bothered.
No,
it's not timed.
It's not timed.
There's no
winners or losers.
No, only people. It's just people having a good time. And I said to you yesterday when we were on the finish line, it's like, the thing I like most about this event is watching people ride past with a massive smile on their face.
Yeah.
Because they're not worried about anybody coming to try and knock them off the bike, or traffic, or road furniture. All they're worried about is riding the bike and having a nice time.
Yeah, and it is, as Oliver says, when you see people with big wide smiles, and also kids, we have little kids come and do the event, and they absolutely love it and really enjoy it, and you think that's the future of our sport. We've got to encourage more children to take part, and the thing is, it's families, because mums and dads run with them, mums and dads bike with them, and that's what it should be about. It's not about, I know we've got Olympics coming up and everything, and that is the pinnacle of sport, but they're very
most of the stuff that people do is not the Olympics.
No, it's like 0.001% of whoever takes part in that particular genre of sport. Even
the Ironman World Championships is not the Olympics for age group athletes.
No, it is.
It might be like equivalent to it in people's heads, but it ain't the Olympics. It's still age group athletes taking on age group athletes.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes they need to
chill out.
Yeah,
enjoy the moment a bit more.
Get hold of themselves, because if you're wanting to train for, which we have seen people train upwards of 15 hours a week, you're more or less a professional. So if you've got that on a job.
Well, I always remember when I would semi-reasonable at triathlon, and I was doing 5 hour 10s, half Ironmans. In my category were Brian Fogarty, who were who may still be an insurance broker somewhere in Isle of Man or that kind of side of Britain. He was knocking out 25-hour training weeks and running his business. And I sit here now and think, bloody hell, if I knock out 5-hour training weeks, at the minute we are busy I am. I'm doing well. I've no idea where to get another 20 from running this.
You must have loads and loads of staff and not do anything.
Well, I would love to go back to being able to do 10 to 15 hours worth of training a week, and I'll get to that point probably at some point later this year. But no, it's really doing that kind of doing 25 plus hours a week training. That's being a professional.
It is, and most people do.
Most people only work 37 hours a week.
Yeah.
So 2/3 of your working week has been done in your hobby as well.
Yeah, I do it.
That doesn't make you part time at work, does it? If you do 27 hours a week, you like 3/4 time, 2/3 time.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I think we're very proud that we are different, and we said when we first started our club, we decided that we would be different and that we would treat people how we wanted to be treated, and encourage them how we wanted to be encouraged, so that we could include as many people as possible. We don't mind if you're a size, well, if you take 5XL's t-shirt, or you're a size 22 if a woman or whatever. If you want to do it and you want to be, you want to enjoy yourself and learn new skills, come and see us. We love it, because that's, for us, that's what it's about. It's about every person, whatever their shape or size, fitness levels, abilities,
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Don't matter. Just come and have a go, because everyone starts somewhere. I met a client today in my legal business who was having to have a knee operation in a couple of weeks because he did it slide tackling somebody. He's 59. Slide tackling somebody at 5-a-side that they were doing for Man versus Fat, which is a national campaign where they're trying to get men back into sport, where they've maybe given it up, and as a result of that, like losing weight. So one of the things that Man versus Fat does apparently very well is get people back into football, or men specifically into football, and through that, he told me he'd lost like 20 kilos before he did his knee in, through a combination of like playing football again and diet. So then he was 50, so he would have been what, 57, 58, yeah, when he started doing that. So there's no reason why age or weight is a barrier to it, because it's just a starting point. And as somebody who is still going through, like coming back from having a long layoff stroke injury, every time you get a bit better, you think, oh, that's a bit better. And you're just judging, you have to judge yourself against yourself as you are now, rather than like what you might have been. Like, chatted to that fella, he was reasonably good when he was in his 30s, but he said, I hadn't played for 20 odd years, and so I just wanted to get back involved because I love football. I went, well, fair enough. If you want to challenge and you want to get involved in something that will push you and will also make you incredibly fit over time and more, and you know, you can get plenty of medals and kids can get involved in it, then triathlon's definitely a sport that you can do. And that's our ethos really. Anybody can do a triathlon.
I mean, thinking about as why we're different, we from recording this podcast, we're going to be going to the local pool at Crowell and taking week 4, is it? Week 4 of our
week 4. Learn
to Swim from Crowell for Triathlon, and that gives us so much joy because people who are really genuinely scared before they start with us about what we're going to be. Well, I don't know whether they think we're going to be like Mrs. Booth in olden days and whack you on head with bamboo pole, but
or hold it out in front of you to chase it doing breaststroke.
So or ridicule you. Well, none of that. I think they've all been so surprised.
Yeah, I mean sometimes my methods in particular are a bit what's the word?
Unconventional.
Unconventional, yeah. Like last week I accidentally waterboarded somebody because they could do all the steps up into it, but when it came to push off with their head in the water, they just couldn't do it. So I just told them to stand still and I splashed water in the face for like 2 minutes, and then the next time they did it, off they went head in the water and they were fine.
Yeah.
But there's method in that, because it's primordial feeling, and they say and people talk about that in like cold water or in open water swimming, like splashing your face and getting your body and your breathing to regulate itself because it knows what's coming. And that worked. And then there was people who can't obey instructions get poked with a little aluminium pole.
This is a bit, you're making it out that we're dead extreme here, Oliver, and we're not, because it very rarely happens. But sometimes you have to have
it's more fun than that.
Everything's done in fun, and it works. And people have improved. Well, I think today we may get half a length. Some people might even do a length. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. Let's see.
We'll see. If you come with an open mind, and like we say, you don't have to chop your head off as you come and change your room and put a cabbage on, and just do as you're told, you'll learn, and they do it.
Because we're encouraging. And we always that's our main thing. We're encouraging of everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever your ability or whatever you fear, we're encouraging of you as an individual, and we'll always find something positive to say about you as an individual, and good feedback we can give you as an individual. And there might be 15 other things I can think of in the top of my head that would make you better, or would be maybe classed as a bit of criticism. But the art of coaching is knowing what to say and when not to say it.
Yes, and it's when not to say it is the most important thing that you learn.
And particularly with our learn to swimmers, they need encouragement, and gentle encouragement most of the time, to just keep going and making, and when they make a mistake, good, this is how we correct it, go on. or you just forgotten to breathe out. Most people just forget to breathe out for learn to swim. But eventually, it all sort of clicks together. And they're okay.
And they're away, and then they think, why couldn't I do this before? Why couldn't I do this before? So
the same with there's coaching when we coach athletes online. It's encouragement all the time, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
As well as saying, please provide us with your feedback on your sessions, which we have to do a lot because athletes. I mean, we know, because we're busy ourselves, and we're saying that we don't provide feedback as often as we should.
No, I get into trouble from my coach for not.
Yeah, same. But you can only ask your athletes to keep doing it, and some of them are really good, and some of them are not really good. But then that's just people, isn't it?
It is.
People being people, and we just have to keep on it and say, well, how did you feel after that? And eventually, with a bit of gentle encouragement, and people start seeing themselves getting better, and they start gaining more feedback because they know why you're asking, and they can see themselves improving. Like my athlete Monica ran for 3 years before she started doing coming back coaching with me because she had a knee problem. So we've been slowly building some running into it, but not huge amounts of volume or any amount of speed, because keeping an eye on her knee, making sure she applies heat after a knee to it, then focusing on more cycling rather than anything, because swimming's weird in Switzerland, or particularly where Monica lives. You can't go all the time because swimming pools don't open until it gets to summer, and then it's open. So anyway, Monica did Geneva Triathlon this weekend and came 4th in her age group, and she said to me that she was actually probably the top 2 for most of the race until people started running past her, but she took that as encouragement because of how far she'd improved on her other disciplines, and she got a bit lost on the swim, how far she'd improved on that, to think actually following that, adding a bit more volume and being a bit more patient, certainly over the next 18 months, she can be really competitive, because we'll get a knee going again, and it's that kind of medium to long term thinking that you need your athletes to understand that I'm holding the reins back now for a reason. You don't necessarily need to know reason, but I need to make sure that I'm not doing you any harm, and I'm just building you up gently, and there are other ways that I can condition you other than just by running.
Yeah. So we take a holistic approach to everything, really.
No athlete's the same.
No athlete's the same, and that's...
No human being's the same.
No, exactly. And it's the same with, like we say, the learn to swimmers and what have you, and when people come to the duathlon, because the week before we'd organised a coached cycling session with a specialist cycling coach for people.
For ladies. Because ladies tend to have less confidence on bikes than men, probably because it's about ego rather than anything else. And
they all learnt so much, including myself, even though I'd done it before. I'd forgotten some of the things that Steve had told me before. And you think, that's just going to make it better. Everybody said, wow, what a fantastic time we had last Saturday. And you think, how many other people think about that, about how we can make just casual, people just come casually to the run, the run.
Yeah, or we can just help people become more confident cyclists. And Steve Cannons is a great cycling coach. He's a gentle encouragement as well.
Yeah.
And he's brilliant at being able to impart a hell of a lot of knowledge in a way that people can easily pick it up.
Yeah, and non-threatening, there's no egos, like Oliver said. That's why we just had ladies, because you don't need men involved.
Or people racing.
Because
men can't help themselves usually.
Exactly, we get that in pool all the time. But they learn something, and then we think, all the time we're trying to think, what can we do that's going to help this person, or what can we do that's going to help the group this way? So that's what we're about. So if you're looking, or you're thinking, I don't really know about these two, come on because I know we're not everybody's cup of tea.
No, we're not.
We're not, and I don't profess to be, because I might not like you.
Yeah.
And I say that, I mean it.
Mum has a really unfortunate ability to not like people from before she's even spoken to them, which is somewhat of a problem, but I don't have that problem. I can get on with most people.
Well, I get on with most people, but I just know whether you're going to be trouble or not. And that's experience. And you think, do I really want to work with you? No, because if it's not going to be a good relationship, what's the point? But my point is, come on our next triathlon long weekend
in October
in Villamora. You will learn some great swimming tips, cycling tips and running tips, and also enjoy yourself.
And it should be warm and sunny because it's before half term in October, which means that usually weather's still hanging on pretty well in
we've been reliably informed by our friends in Villamora that it's a good time to go at that time.
And it was just basically a whistle-stop tour of how we do triathlon.
How do we coach it?
How we coach it, what our philosophy is about triathlon as a whole, how we are as people interacting with other people. It's basically like a taste of 4 days as to if you're interested in being coached by us. Or even if you're not interested, you just think, I don't know much about triathlon, I'll just come and have a look at it.
Or I want to get ready to train properly during the winter. Because gains are made in the winter. Yeah.
And again, like, there's training holidays, or we don't call it, people might know them like colloquially as training camps, but we don't call them training camps, they're training holidays, because people genuinely have an holiday.
They definitely do.
It's not like, I'm going away and I'm just going to spend all my time doing triathloning, because that's fine, but we've said before, you'll get sick or injured probably as a result of that. What people do training in the morning, that's sort of about what they do at home, maybe 10% more than that, and then in the afternoon they get to go and do what they like in Villamora or elsewhere in the Algarve, and have a nice break because they're not at work.
So the details will be in the show notes.
You can also find it on our website.
Yeah, have a look on our website, you can look on. You'll
see us sharing it on social media a lot as well.
Yeah. So that's it for this week, I think, Oliver.
Yep. If you'd like to find out any more, if you want to ask us questions about
ask us some questions.
Why we ended up doing it the way that we do, or how we came to our gentle encouragement conclusion, fire questions in info@animisracing.com, and I will answer them for you.
So I've been Jacqui Saxon.
I've been Oliver Saxon, and until next time, we'll see you. Thank you for joining us today.
See you next time.
See you then, or as we say in Yorkshire, see thee.